The Ottawa County Parks and Recreation Commission oversees the acquisition, development, operation, and maintenance of 28 county parks and 12 open spaces that total over 7,000 acres. West Michigan and Ottawa County in particular is an amazing place to enjoy the outdoors. Residents and visitors alike can truly appreciate the beauty of our natural environment. Each year, more and more citizens hike our trails, paddle our rivers, and visit our Lake Michigan beaches. They also look to our parks and our rental facilities for many of their special memories. We continue to coordinate with organizations to host their special events for the public, as well as outdoor fitness classes, trail runs, mountain biking, and paddleboard races, and even doggy playdates. It's an honor to be able to provide these green spaces for everyone to enjoy.
2019 was a remarkable year for the Ottawa County Parks and Recreation Commission. It was full of changes and challenges, awards, and new parks, facilities, and trails. In February, Vice President of the Parks and Recreation Commission, long-term Friends of Ottawa County Parks board member, active volunteer, and generous donor, Ray Sadama, passed away after a battle with lung cancer. His gifts to the parks and the community were many. The first and only director since the Parks and Recreation Commission was formed in 1987, John Schultz, retired in June. Just prior to his retirement, John was awarded a Lifetime Achievement Award from the National Association of Parks and Recreation Professionals. Ottawa County welcomed his successor, Jason Shamblin, later that month. Jason was thrilled to participate in 3 park and trail openings in his first 3 months on the job.
There were a number of exciting accomplishments along the Grand River Greenway. First, there was the addition of the 118-acre Stearns Creek Park, and there were also construction and completion of 2 segments of the Idema Explorers Trail. There was a 1.17-mile section along Cottonwood Drive and 10th Avenue near the Jenison Business District, and a 1-mile stretch within Grand Ravines County Park and along 42nd Avenue, connecting Grand Valley State University to the Grand Ravines.
River Greenway project, which improves quality of life for our students and their experience and access to the river, recreation, and the surrounding community, is all a part of what we say about ourselves in terms of the quality of our education, the quality of the experience, and the care and love for our community. This multi-use trail system along the river will eventually connect our campuses, and so we're just thrilled about that. And the segment that we're celebrating today will be in use by thousands of our students, including our student athletes who will utilize it for training, recreation, education.
A couple of our goals has been really to connect with neighboring communities and to connect to our waterfront. We're a township that I think tends to be thought of as having Chicago Drive run through it, but also we're a community with a river that runs through it. And often it's kind of missed and somewhat overlooked. The more that the Greenway project moves forward, the more that asset in our community begins to take the attention and capture the attention of our citizens and their activity.
We completed the purchase of the Ottawa Sands property in July, and then came together with the Michigan Natural Resources Trust Fund, the Land Conservancy of West Michigan, officials and donors, along with members of the community, to celebrate the dedication of Ottawa Sands this fall. The grand opening of the Ottawa Beach Marina, kayak launch, and Park Township Plaza represents the final step in a 15-year effort to implement the historic Ottawa Beach Master Plan. In partnership with the Outdoor Discovery Center, the Parks and Recreation Commission developed the Macatawa Greenway Trail 1.0. This initial effort provides trailhead maps and wayfinding along a designated route through the Greenway. It utilizes existing non-motorized paths, bike lanes, and sidewalks to provide a safe cycling route through the Holland area. Nearly 30 miles in total, the route connects local communities to over a dozen park spaces and nature preserves.
This year, one of our major challenges has been the high water throughout the county. Starting with Lake Michigan, we had beaches that were 15 feet or less when we used to have 300 feet. And so it really worried us that that was going to affect our revenue. Turns out it didn't. The people still came and enjoyed the lake, even with the smaller space. However, that high water not only impacted us with smaller beaches, it also made a lot of our steps and stairs that led down to the lake wash away. That was a major challenge for us, because once those stairs were removed, then we had to figure out how the public was making it down to the water to use it. Fortunately, people find a way, and it worked out quite well, and we had a great summer.
Ottawa County Parks is very special in the fact that we are a natural resource parks department, and because of that, it is our responsibility to make sure that we are managing our property for healthy ecosystems. And this means that there's always a balance between recreation and conservation. A few years ago, we started a program called Effectively Invasive Free, which basically means that there are no reproducing invasive plants within a park. We are very proud to say we added 3 new parks this year: Port Sheldon Natural Area, Rosemount Natural Area, and Connor Bayou. We regularly utilize fire to help us manage our properties, to help reduce invasives and also restore the native ecosystems. Typically this is contracted, and we did have that this year at Robinson Forest and at Hiawatha Forest. But simpler burns now can be handled in-house. So what that's going to allow us to do is to build capacity to do more prescribed fire on our property. Hiawatha Dream is one of our most exciting projects this year and our most surprising. This was a project in which we worked with the Water Resources Commission to put in a drain to help deal with floodwaters that were affecting the local landowners. And at first we were concerned about this because we did not want it to affect the natural features. But not only did they protect the coastal plain marsh, but they also worked with us to try to increase the number of acres of this rare ecosystem. We are so lucky in Ottawa County to have a very active community. We have over 1,700 volunteers. They worked on 29 properties and helped us manage 550 acres of our natural land. But it didn't just stop with natural land management. They helped in the administration in our office, they helped in our nature center, and they helped with the maintenance of our parks as well.
Each year, a growing number of teachers look to integrate more hands-on nature experiences into their lessons. They continue to turn to Ottawa County Parks Nature Center to guide them in their efforts. We saw over 1,380 pre-K students on a regular basis throughout the school year. St. Mary's Preschool is a little bit different than the other schools that we work with because parents attend the regular classes with their preschooler. What's unique is that our staff uses this opportunity to teach parents how to explore the outdoors with their child by providing activities that encourage that parent-child interaction. The Ottawa County Parks Nature Center at Hemlock Crossing Park has served as both an educational facility and visitor center for nearly 10 years, but it's also a popular rental facility. The Nature Center hosted its first official conference this year. The conference was designed for leaders from Audubon chapters in the Great Lakes region to connect with Audubon staff from the Chicago and New York offices. We also partnered with Lakeshore Visual Arts Collective to host the Art in the Parks event, which benefited Ottawa County Parks Foundation.
Parks advocates know anecdotally that time outside makes us feel happier and healthier. With data to back that up, doctors are getting behind the movement to get more people outside more often.
You wouldn't think you would have to be told twice to take in these views, but Dr. Beth Peter is going as far as to write her patients a prescription to parks like this one.
We live in West Michigan, the weather is variable, and it's easy to come home and be exhausted and think, oh, maybe this weekend I'll get out there, and then it just never happens.
Dr. Peter is one of several West Michigan physicians pushing parks for better health. It's actually part of a nationwide movement citing research that shows outdoor activity truly has health benefits.
The Parks and Recreation Commission continued its partnership with the Department of Public Health, Planning and Performance Improvement, Innovation and Technology in Allegan County to provide a free 8-week walking program to the community. 66% of participants reported that their health improved as a result of participating in Step It Up.
The voter-supported Parks Millage provides our core funding. In addition to supporting parks improvements and operations, the millage helps leverage critical grant funds. As the park system has grown, so has the percentage of millage required to operate and maintain our properties. While the bulk of the funds will be used for that purpose, there are still new projects on the horizon. The Ottawa County Parks Foundation assists parks with those seemingly out-of-reach projects. In 2019, the Parks Foundation contributed over $180,000 for the Grand River Greenway and hosted multiple events to raise funds and awareness for their organization. The Parks and Recreation Commission is lucky to have the support of another partner organization, the Friends of Ottawa County Parks. Each year they contribute hundreds of volunteer hours and support the park system in many ways, including hosting open houses and events, assisting with stewardship and invasive species removal, and funding school field trips and other small parks projects. We are so grateful to have the continued support of our volunteers, donors, the Board of Commissioners, and our many partner organizations and local municipalities, but most importantly, the citizens of Ottawa County. We look forward to sharing more with you in 2020.